So as you can see, I've gone to the THORSwap website, so app.thorswap.finance. And the first thing that you can see here really is I'm in the swap section, which is in the top left-hand side. You'll see there's a section that says earn, and here's the new section, which I did talk about, which is the lending part of THORChain. We're actually just looking at the Savers Vaults here. So we are actually looking to go to the earn section. If you did want to deposit liquidity into liquidity pools, you're going to be wanting to look at the pool section on deposit or liquidity on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on earn, and here is where you're going to find your information on the Savers Vaults. So as you can see, you have the list of native assets that we looked at in the presentation. And in this case, just for this example, I'm going to choose BTC, just as the easiest one. You can see the APR of 1.54%. You can see how filled the vault is, right? And it's native assets. So when you click connect at the top, you need to connect it to a wallet. And if you remember, I mentioned that there are different wallets here that connect to different blockchains. So for example, if looking at the left-hand side, you can see all the chains here, like THORChain, Avalanche, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Okay, if I wanted to, in this case, if I'm looking at Bitcoin, what you'll notice is I cannot connect to some of these. So I can't MetaMask, Brave Wallet, Trust, Wallet Connect, etc. These don't support it. I can deposit Bitcoin through my hardware wallet, so through my Ledger or through my Trezor, either way, and I can add liquidity to XDeFi. And if you go through every different chain, you'll see that some are supported, some are not. So Ethereum. The other way you can do it is actually just choose the software or the hardware wallet you have. So if I had a Ledger, I could click Ledger, and you can see which ones are supported. If I had a Trezor, I could click Trezor, and I can see which ones are supported on the left-hand side. If I click on XDeFi, they're all supported. MetaMask, for example, not many. So in this example, I'm going to connect directly through a hardware wallet, so a Trezor in this case. And the Trezor I am using here will be wiped afterwards before this recording is made live. So I'm going to click Trezor. Notice the Ethereum is automatically highlighted. So I'm going to click Bitcoin because these are the two that I want to connect with, and BTC is what I want to deposit in this Savers Vault. So I'm going to click Connect Wallet. And then you'll need to follow the instructions on your hardware wallet to process the transaction. And when you do check the fees on your hardware wallet, you'll see that you're paying in the native asset. So in this case, I'm depositing BTC. You saw through a hardware wallet, through a Trezor, but I'm depositing BTC on the THORChain Savers Vault, and I'm therefore going to be paying BTC as the transaction and as the network fees, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And that's an opportunity for you to check the network fees and the transaction fees and check how high they are and check things like slippage. So you can see I've connected a hardware wallet now, and the balance is showing of BTC in there. You can then simply, in the deposit section, choose how much you would like to deposit on the Savers Vault. So in this case, I'm just going to go this amount, deposit. You can check the deposit, the network fee, the slippage. As I said before, you're going to want to check these on your hardware wallet a bit further. And once you've confirmed the transaction and you followed the instructions on your hardware wallet to process the transaction, you just have to wait for the transaction to be confirmed and then added to the Savers Vault. So let's see how long that takes here. Okay, and the transaction went through and Bitcoin was successfully deposited on THORChain in a Savers Vault. And just remember, these are native assets. So you can use the Native Asset Explorer to check your transaction, to check the address, and you can actually verify the transaction on the chain. So in the case of Bitcoin, you can go to any Bitcoin Explorer, such as blockchain.com, and you can actually verify that transaction on the Bitcoin Explorer and on the Bitcoin blockchain itself. And the same applies for everyone. It's a native asset. So that's why it says BTC native. It's not a wrapped token. So this is a unique one in that you can place the native asset onto THORChain, which is obviously something different. So we can see that's been successful because when I go to withdraw, you will see, if I go to 100% of withdrawal, you'll see my balance now appearing that I can withdraw. And also when you have deposited in a Savers Vault, again in the earn, you need your wallet connected. But if you go to my positions, you'll notice here that we've already earned a Satoshi there, which is brilliant. I think that would be. And this is where you can check your balance and the amount that you've earned on it. And this is where you can also withdraw, and you've got your total amount here. And this is a nice one. Or you can go to, on the left-hand side, you can go to Thor Yield, and you can use the Explorer there if you want to monitor your position. So there's about $114 worth of Bitcoin added in this Savers Vault. And the gas fees were about $7.69, I believe, on that. And the transaction, it took about an hour and 15 minutes. So about 75 minutes in total. So that is quite normal on the Bitcoin network. And remember, it is a native asset using the Bitcoin network. So it's the length of time it takes for the Bitcoin to be mined, the hashes to be found. And that's about right in terms of the timing. So that's not a reflection on THORChain or THORSwap in this case. It's the Bitcoin network that's taken the time. And if you want to withdraw, you can do it in two ways. You can do it from Earn and simply go to withdraw and withdraw this way by clicking the button, or you can go to your My Positions and you can withdraw on the button this way. And it'll be exactly the same process. So you click on withdraw, it will take you back to here, however much you'd like to withdraw. Again, check your network fee, the withdrawal fee, but please do check that on your hardware wallet as well. And again, you'll simply follow the instructions on your hardware wallet to withdraw from THORSwap on the THORChain back to your hardware wallet. And then you simply need to wait for the same process to happen again, the native BTC to be withdrawn from the Savers Vault on THORChain and then placed back into your wallet. So again, we'll see how long that takes, but that will take a similar amount of time. Okay, so the withdrawal took place. It took a similar amount of time as the deposit did, and the fees were similar as well. So somewhere in the region of about $7, give or take. So just to confirm that, if you go to My Positions, there's no data to show because everything's been withdrawn. And obviously you won't want to do what I've done in terms of deposit and then withdraw straight away. You're going to want to keep it in there to earn some yield, but that is the process of doing it. And remember, if you want to track your transactions when you're depositing or when you're withdrawing, you can use the explorers on the blockchains that you're using. So any of the native assets you can see here on the left-hand side. So you can view the transactions, you can view the fees on there. And the last thing I think I'll end with is it was a link in the presentation at the beginning where there was useful links, but also if you want to track it through THORChain, a useful website, which I'm showing you here, is viewblock.io/THORChain, where you can, again, search by transaction address, etc. And there's a lot more detail in here if you want to look at THORChain in particular. So in this video, we've seen what Savers Vaults on THORChain are, what the pros and cons of them are, and a more practical example of how to add native assets to them and then withdraw using a hardware wallet. Therefore, not your keys, not your coins. And I hope you found this video useful. And if you did, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.